Welcome to this Smith+Nephew digital education module on abnormal wound healing. This forms part of a series of modules you can access to develop your knowledge and understanding around wound care. Today we will be discussing abnormal wound healing. By the end of the module, you will be able to recall the physiology of the wound healing phases and recognise the inflammatory stage of wound healing and the impact it has in relation to abnormal healing. You can see on this slide the stages and timescales for a wound to go on to achieve complete healing. The wound healing process is a dynamic, highly organised series of events. The process starts with haemostasis and then progresses through a destructive inflammatory phase, which then leads on to cell proliferation and repair. It finishes with remodelling of the wound area. The normal process can be interrupted at any stage and is vulnerable to a variety of intrinsic and extrinsic inhibitory factors. The majority of wounds do go on to heal normally, but in some wounds healing is abnormal and prolonged. Wound healing involves the interaction of matrix components, different cell types, and biochemical factors, including proteases and protease inhibitors, cytokines, and growth factors. This image takes you through each stage of the inflammatory process. It is here where wounds get stuck due to abnormal wound healing. Firstly, bacteria and other pathogens enter the wound. Platelets then release blood clotting proteins to stem any bleeding. Mast cells secrete factors which controls vasodilation and vasoconstriction, and as a result blood plasma and other cells increase. Neutrophils arrive at the scene of the injury, which secrete factors that kill and degrade pathogens. Along with macrophages, phagocytosis continues until all of the pathogens are removed. Finally, macrophages secrete hormones called cytokines that attract immune system cells to the site and activate cells involved in tissue repair. This response continues until all foreign material is eliminated and the wound is repaired. In the instance where a wound is not progressing along the normal healing trajectory, wounds can become stuck in the inflammatory phase. This creates an increase in inflammatory cells and proteases, in addition to reduced growth factors and receptors that are vital for tissue repair and regeneration. In the instance where underlying disease and pre-existing conditions are apparent, wounds can be more susceptible to delayed healing. The majority of wounds often fall into three wound categories. These are venous leg ulcers, pressure ulcers, and diabetic foot ulcers. An early indication of abnormal healing is when a wound fails to heal by at least 40% in the first 4 weeks. To check your knowledge and understanding of this module, try and answer the quiz questions below.
Du har nu slutfört den här Smith+Nephew Wound Club online-modulen. Ta dig tid att reflektera över det du har lärt dig och hur du kan tillämpa det i ditt dagliga arbete. Klicka på länken i beskrivningen för att komma till hela 15 minuters versionen av denna presentation. Efter slutförandet har du möjlighet att ladda ner ett certifikat. Tack för din tid idag. Kom ihåg att titta på de andra avsnitten för att få tillgång till ytterligare moduler som hjälper dig i din utbildning.